right, some of you, Sandra, you'll have to unmute yourself. Click, there should be like a little microphone with a red cross over it. Hi, everybody.
Like this. So can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. And
Okay.
then when Laura gets on here, we'll have to mute her as well. People are popping on and off. I'm doing this from my computer versus my phone because I thought I would be able to do better. Okay. All right. Sandra, I unmuted everybody, but it still shows you muted.
Can you hear me now?
I got you. I got you. All right.
Okay. So do I need to mute myself now? Or just be quiet?
Okay. Laura says, mine says launching. Well, she'll be on here in a minute. Well, we were going to start with you anyway, so we'll wait for her to get on.
Okay.
Actually, we still have like another minute. So, hi, TJ. I see
Hi.
Cassie was on.
Hi, TJ.
Anymore.
I forgot there was a camera.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure, not 100%, but I'm pretty sure I'm recording because I told it to record. It seems to be. So if I screwed something up, we'll figure it out. All right, so we're just waiting on Laura.
Where did I go? There I am.
Oh,
there I am.
All right, now the sound isn't working.
Okay, so I'm seeing.
It's Cassie.
Oh, hey, Cassie.
Hi.
I see Cassie, but I don't see Tammy.
I don't see Tammy either.
You don't? I'm right here.
Tammy, where'd you go, sister?
Am I supposed to be seen?
You don't have to, Cassie.
How do I not be seen?
Tammy can see.
Look at my hair. Do you see this?
I
look like a mess. I just got back from the lake.
You're so cute. Oh, I think Laura's getting on. Can you guys see me now?
Tammy's supposed to be able to see everybody, but
I'm seeing everybody.
Do you see everybody, Tammy?
I see Laura. Well, Olivia's getting on, I think. I see Laura's name. But do you guys see me now?
No.
No.
I do.
Oh, I see you now. I swiped over. Hi, TJ.
Okay,
Hi.
so if you swipe, you'll be able to see everybody. That's what you really want, is to be able to see
Oh,
everybody.
okay. Now I can see Tammy, I can see TJ, I can see me.
Okay. Do you see Olivia's name or Laura's name?
Nope, I don't see. Hold on. I see Laura, but she's a little white ghost.
Yeah.
Can you see me?
I can hear you.
Where am I?
I don't know.
Look on your screen, Laura.
I can see you.
You can see me?
Laura, and see if there's
anything,
like if you hover over where your name is, see if there's anything that's
Oh, gosh.
Oh, and I look.
See my dirty bedroom. Wow. That's fun.
I zoom in on Monday evenings to to Susan's Zoom call late at night, and you would not believe the stuff that she sees. She says it's hilarious. So.
Oh, nice. All right, that's good to know.
So don't worry about it.
All right.
So Laura, you're gonna have to.
I'm multitasking, guys. I have to go meet a client in a few minutes.
I don't know what we're gonna do with you, Laura. Do you see a picture, like anything on your screen anywhere that says you could?
Tammy, are you talking?
I am. Can you not hear me?
I can't hear you, but I'm reading your lips.
I don't even see her.
I see her now because I can see everybody. Olivia left the meeting.
Swipe to the left.
Oh, now I can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, huh. I cannot. It says it does not support sharing video from my browser. Well, let me see if I can do it from my phone. Hold on.
Okay. Log off and hop back on through your phone then. That'll probably work best.
Okay.
Okay, so.
Yeah, hold on.
I knew there'd be some hiccups because this is the first time we've done it as a team, but I promise we will get better. So it looks like we've got some people on as well as dialed in, which that's exciting because that is an option with Zoom. When you dial in for the Zoom, it's not my normal conference.
Oh, you went out again.
Can hear you.
This is annoying.
Okay, now I can hear you.
You can?
Yeah.
But it says it's, oh, maybe it's my, okay, so you hear me okay this way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I put the earplugs in because we're getting a storm and my dogs are getting fired up. So I was trying to avoid them like barking too much, but if it happens, it happens. All right, so we're gonna wait for Laura to hop back on. or get back on here or figure it out. So what I'm wanting to do with this hottest summer that we're working on is just give you guys tons of information. Some will be basic, some will be advanced. I'm recording these, so even this beginning that's kind of a hot mess is all recorded, so that's funny. What I asked Laura and Sandra to get on today and talk about, I wanted them to cover reaching out to people, getting the email, getting the account set up, and getting somebody on the call. Because if you can't do those 3 things, you cannot grow your business. So we're starting pretty basic, but I also think as basic, it's something that still throws people off all the time. I still panic sometimes. Someone will say, "What's that on your arm?" And I have to like think. I see you, Laura. We see you now.
Okay.
Okay, you're good.
Okay.
You can get off.
Hold on.
Or you can leave it, whatever's easiest.
Let me get off of here.
All right, so before I get Sandra and Laura going, I just want to real quick remind you guys that I'm going to run this hottest summer, July, August, and September. Two of the biggest parts of this are you need to pick 3 books that you want to read over the next 3 months, and you need to work on your vision board. I'm going to be asking in a couple weeks for pictures of vision boards. They don't have to be fancy. You can cut out magazines. You can hop on Pinterest and print pictures. You can put them on a foam board. You can put them on a bulletin board. It doesn't matter to me how you do it. It's just super important that we do it. So picking out 3 books and getting started on your 3 books for the summer and your vision board are super important. Now, because of everything going on with the company right now, I just want to make sure that you guys understand, in addition to the promos, in addition to qualifying for Cabo, you do have to focus on that, but please don't lose track of your daily activities. Just because you're trying to go get 4 promoter orders, don't forget about reaching out to people. Don't forget about doing the daily, the checklist. And so that's why that hottest summer checklist has stuff to do every single day to help keep you on track. And spoiler alert, tomorrow, I thought instead of just talking about the calendar challenge, I'm going to let Susan talk about it. So Susan's going to be on our Zoom tomorrow to talk about it because she's the one that created it. So why listen to me when you can listen to Susan? All right, so I'm going to shut up and I'm going to bring Sandra on here first. She's going to talk to you guys about the topics I asked her to, and then Sandra, when you're done, we'll have Laura come on, okay?
Okay. All right. Can y'all hear me okay?
I can.
Okay, never mind the fact I wear 2 glasses. It's how I roll. So next month, oh, wait, this is July. So this is the month that I've been thriving for 3 years. And some of the things I'm going to share with y'all, were shared with me from the very get-go. Uh-oh, Laura left. And, okay. So they were shared with me from the get-go, but I didn't understand how they all were supposed to work. And I will tell you, the first thing, I was scared to death about 3-way calls. I didn't know how to do a 3-way call until I was a promoter for like 2 months. Didn't even know that my phone would work that way. But one of the things I go back to is, and we hear this all the time. What's your why? Why? You got to know what your why is for sure. And, they always talk about going back and thinking about why you started Thrive to begin with. Go back and think about your story from the very beginning. And, this is the month that when Tammy messaged me, I was sitting on the couch watching the Weather Channel in my pajamas. And that right there is what motivates me. So Tammy, if I start getting off track, give me like a, okay. So the focus, and tell me really quick, because I have notes all over the place, Tammy, it's.
Okay, so just start with, because you've really gone from when you first started, it was the whole, hey, have you heard of Thrive? Hey, have you heard of Thrive? And now you have definitely grown that into a, hey, what's going on in your life?
Mm-hmm. Oh, the reach out.
How you've learned to reach out to people on a deeper level.
Okay. We, at the very beginning, we all, made that mistake of we were just kind of throwing Thrive up on everybody. And it was what, everybody was doing. And we were forgetting to live our lives. And you can't forget who you are in the process. And you can't forget about showing your life. And no matter how crazy and wacky it is, doing those live videos at least twice a week are important so that people can see what are you doing, just showing with your family or things that you enjoy, and then your sticker being in the background, that kind of a thing. So as far as my reach outs go, a lot of it has to do with the calendar challenge. That's how I keep up with everything. I do the birthday reach outs. I have my post-it notes of 100 people over here, and that's a video that if you've not ever seen that video, Tammy can throw it into Dream Team again. But I have my reach outs here. I have my list of I have my list from Facebook of all my friends. I need to reprint it because it's changed a little bit. And I constantly am just saying, hey, thinking about you, but here's what you've got to do. I had to quit thinking in the numbers game. I had to quit looking at the circle of the numbers, and I had to go back into thinking with my heart. And I had this complete mind shift back in like March or April that I wasn't going to focus on customer or, acquiring customers or acquiring promoters. I was just going to focus on people who needed Thrive. And as soon as I started focusing and refocusing back on the people when I did my reach outs and remembering to make it all about them, oh my word, it just started like going crazy because I no longer had that used car salesman sound to my voice anymore because I was making it all about them. And that's why my PPA in April and May were like crazy. But my reach outs, I choose. They say to reach out to 3 people. At the beginning, I was thinking that reach outs had to do with Thrive. It doesn't. It just has to do with life. And so I reach out anywhere from 10 to 15 people a day, just letting them know that I'm thinking about them, love the pictures, that kind of a thing. And let's see.
Do you have any advice as far as getting people's email? Like when somebody says, hey Sandra, what is that you do? Do you have something that you say, or how do you go about getting the information you need to get them set up?
I just tell them, and they'll say, well, what is Thrive? And I'll say, you know what? Hey, I can send you a link for a video. What's your email? And I'll create you your own little personal link. And 9 times out of 10, boom, I've got an email right then and there. Even little Brett, my Uber driver from last Thursday, got his email just like that before I got out of that Uber, and he's got a 3-day package going to him right now. So just, you make it natural, and if it doesn't feel natural, practice it on a dog or a cat until it feels natural, and then you don't sound so that car salesman. I'm always worried I'm going to sell like a car salesman, which car salesmen are not bad, so don't get me wrong.
No, but we don't sell cars, so I get what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
I went to a local in Nashville last month. I woke up on a Wednesday morning and decided I was going to go to Nashville, and they were talking about just the basics, and Mitzi Driver just said, keep it simple. And that's what I'm keeping in the back of my mind, is just keep it simple. Your story is your biggest thing for your reach outs. Keep it about other things other than Thrive. You can still show, hey, I'm still wearing my Thriving shirt, and make it to where you are personable, but the reach outs are about them.
Okay, I like it. So I'm going to pause you. We're going to bring Laura on, and then depending on how much time we have left, I'm going to let them ask questions, or I might start asking questions.
Okay.
For those of you listening for the first time, I didn't do the upgraded version of Zoom yet. We just have about 35, 40 minutes max. It'll turn us off. So Laura, take it away. How do you go about reaching out to people, connecting to people, getting the email, that kind of thing?
Yeah. So like Sandra, when I first started, I spewed all over everyone. I look back at some of the things that I did back then, 3 years ago. I mean, it was like a book. I wrote a book to people, everything. And it's kind of embarrassing, but actually some of those people did sign on. So, but, at the same time, I got unfriended. I actually got blocked by a family member, and still to this day. So it kind of hurt my feelings back then. No. It really hurt my feelings back then. But now I know a little bit. I mean, I just need to live my life. I need to live my life fully, and I need to express that on Facebook and social media, and in real life, rather than just, I'm all about Thrive. You know, this is, you know, I'm approaching you because I want your Thrive sale. I mean, that's not, I don't want people to think that. I don't want people to run away from me. And I felt like that's kind of how I was, maybe even my first year. So, and like Sandra, you know, it was about a year ago, I think, that we all kind of stepped back and started reaching out intentionally to people. I actually have a group on my Facebook where it's actually non-thrivers. And it's a group, I have a page, a group, it's a friend group. So I can actually click on that. I've already populated it. And I can look through that every single morning. And those are people that aren't going to show up on my page automatically when I just click on Facebook. You know, I'm going to see all my thriving people, which is kind of crazy. I need to see other people. So when I click on that non-thriver friend group, I mean, it's amazing how many people are on there. So, you know, like they're showing pictures of their babies, of their grandbabies, of their dogs, of, you know, them having fun at the baseball game, whatever. And I was like, so I make sure that that's my reach outs. You know, that's when I go in and say, oh my gosh, your baby's adorable. You know, I'm trying to make it very intentional. So I do that. I mean, at least 5 a day, if not more, depending on how much is out there. And it's kind of fun over the holidays because you are going to get a lot of more family pictures. So that's where you can kind of catch up on those people. You know, just say, oh my gosh, your brother looks so much like you now, or I mean, whatever, you know, I just try to make it very intentional. So that's how that's changed. I did not do that before. I was all about the sale, unfortunately. Now, I really took a step back and my PPA showed for it. I mean, I literally had 0 for several months, but I kept, I knew that I was building a different foundation. And now I feel like some of that is coming to me. I mean, I think I actually might qualify for COPPA in the next couple of weeks, just because of people that I've been reaching out to for 3 or 4, 5, 6 months. And they don't feel like I'm just trying to make the sale anymore. I'm hoping they feel like I really care about how they feel. You know, maybe it's just not the right time for them to thrive. You know, it could be because of the money. It could be because they're still watching. It could be that they're skeptical. I don't know. Some of them, you know, you don't really know. Whoops, it just got dark on me. But so, I mean, for me, it's all about being intentional. And as far as,
what about how you get people on 3-way calls? Like Sandra kind of gave her verbiage of getting the email. What do you say to put people on calls? Because I know so many people are so afraid or they don't know what to say to get someone on the phone. What do you say?
Well, I don't say it's a 3-way call for one thing. I always just say, hey, I need it. You know, when can we chat? You know, because this is just too much information, either to text, to message, or if I'm seeing them in real life, you know, at the grocery store, it's like, oh my gosh, you know, I got to run, you know, my dogs are waiting for me at home, you know, whatever. I mean, there's always some excuse why I need to rush. It's like, you know, let me chat. Give me your phone number. I mean, hopefully at this point, you know, I've already gotten their email. You know, let's chat so I can give you some more information. And at that point, you know, I'm going to reach out to Tammy and I'm going to say, Tammy, I have somebody, you know, who wants to talk tonight. What's your availability? And and at this point, I'll usually kind of have an idea, you know, like, you know, what do you have? You know, anything after 7? And she'll say, you know, yeah, I have 8 and 8:30. So then I get back with that other person and I say, hey, you know, I can chat at 8 or 8:30. It'll be a really short call. You know, I just want to answer all your questions. You know, I promise, you know, this is not about a sale. It's about answering your questions. And so I mean, I've never had anyone, I shouldn't say never, but I mean, people are very agreeable to learning more and to having their questions answered. So I first call Tammy and give her a little update as to who they are, how I know them, whatever. And then I add the other person back in. And that's when I say, hey, Sally, I know that you probably have a lot of questions, and I brought my expert on the line, Tammy. She is amazing. She knows everything, and I learn so much from her every time I get her on the phone. So I kind of give props to Tammy, and I make it sound like I'm still learning myself. And Tammy's like, hi, Sally. And I'm like, I mute out. And so I get to hear Tammy, you know, answer questions. She gives a very brief version of her story, you know, how she's a personal trainer and blah, blah, blah. And then I have never had anyone say, oh my gosh, I cannot believe you got me on a 3-way call. They're always so thankful. They're like, thank you so much for taking the time out. I'm serious. They really are very thankful. So don't ever feel like you're putting anybody out. For one thing, this is me, Tammy, Sandra's job. But at the same time, you're giving them a gift. You are telling them that they are important enough for you to take time out of your day to answer their questions. And I want everyone to feel like that. I don't want them to feel like I'm just throwing product at them and expect them to figure it out and, thanks for the sale. That's not what it's about. So it's easy. I mean, for me, at first it was weird to get people on the phone, but now it's no big deal at all. And people really appreciate the time that you're taking out to answer their questions. So, and I never, I always make sure that we just answer their questions. We don't ever say, okay, get your wallet out. Let's, get your order in. We don't never do that. Yeah.
So something I'll throw in here. I had a question earlier from a promoter. They sent me a message and said, hey, how are you talking to people about the promo that you've never met? So in other words, they were reaching out to their cold market and trying to talk about the promo. And my answer was, I don't talk about the promo to people that I don't know. If I don't have some sort of something established with them, are they a parent? Do they work full time? Is their health good? Like if I don't know stuff about them, I'm not going to start talking to them about a promo. Because again, I think that's very salesy. Like Laura and Sandra were just saying, you don't want to be that salesy person. You are helping people with their health, which is highly personal. So that person has to trust you and feel comfortable with you. So if you just walk up and say, hey, TJ, I know that you're a friend of my other friend, and I've got this promo that might be great for you. You don't know. So I just encourage you guys to take what they said and really start, like when you look at the calendar challenge, a lot of times it says 3 to 5 people, but you just heard right there from top leaders on our team, they don't mess around with 3 people a day. That's not growing a business. They're out there 10, 15, 20 people a day. And it's not scary because it's not a thrive. And like, I think it was Laura that said, there's tons of summer vacation pictures happening right now. It's the perfect time to start commenting. Either I've always wanted to visit there, what's it like? Or, hey, we went there one summer, make sure you check out this restaurant. Or like she said, your kids are so, changing so much or whatever. It's time to connect with people about things that are important to them. What's also so good about that is when you connect with them, then Facebook thinks you guys are really good friends and Facebook starts putting your stuff in their feed. So again, you got to make your feed interesting. You can't just be a Thrive commercial. People will zone you out. So share your life. Share what's changing in your life. I've done a couple of posts recently where it's just my face. I've read several times that people respond more to a picture of your face, and it's so awkward to put your face out there. But I do notice that people actually read what I have to say. And my last few posts have been very personal about what I'm going through. And I've gotten so many messages and so many comments of people who are genuinely concerned and care and want to help and, are like rooting me on. So much more interaction than if I was like, hey, buy 3 months of Thrive for the price of 1. I mean, it's a whole other world when you reach out on a personal level. So I'm going to unmute everybody because I went through every now and then and muted people if I thought there was some background noise just so it was easier to hear. So
I feel like I'm on the Brady Bunch. Sandra's trying to poke me.
Anybody that has questions? Yeah, Sandra.
Okay. Laura, there was something that Laura said that triggered the word in my brain. And this is something that, we finally all got smart about. And the word is relationships. It's not the sale, it's the relationships. And making that the top priority and people knowing that you care about them, that's going to lead them to you, because like Paul and all of the leaders say, they're not buying Thrive, they're buying you. And it's those relationships that create all of that to happen. But anyway, I don't remember what word Laura said, but all of a sudden I was like, ding!
Yeah,
so,
yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
You guys have questions or anything you want to chime in on? Like give us some, TJ, you've been killing it lately. You've been, I don't know what you're doing, but every time I turn around, you're putting me on the phone. So what are you doing? What's going on?
Kind of just what, I forget who, I think Laura was talking about it, but more so just doing those random reach outs, not actually, you know, talking about Thrive Leroy right away. Talking is hard. But I think the biggest thing for me was that awkwardness of getting them on the phone with y'all. However, after last month, I don't think that's an issue anymore.
Nope, you're over it.
Although I have to say I've been somewhat of a slacker as far as the old school written like I was last month. So I got to get back on track with that. Which a lot of that is my schedule changing is completely throwing me off with everything this past 3 weeks.
Tomorrow will be a good one, a Zoom for you too, then, because it's going to be Susan talking about the daily activities and how no matter what, you got to do them. So it'll be a good Zoom for you guys tomorrow to be on too.
Right.
I'm off tomorrow, so I'll be there too.
Yay. Cassie, what about you? By the way, hi, Scarlett.
Sorry, I'm really sorry that she's
No, she's
interrupting.
fine. She's fine.
She doesn't. You want to come say hi? Okay, stay over there. She was in the bath. That's why I kept getting up and down. Oh, she's getting a tattoo. So I have a question, actually, while we're all on here.
Yeah.
Like as far as the three-way goes, I keep finding it harder now for some reason. It seems like every time I get on the phone with you, I'm calling someone and they're not answering.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep thinking that would it be easier to, well, for example, I had probably 5 or 6 people give comment on my post about getting like trying out the mini experience to see how easy it was.
Mm-hmm.
So then I would reach out to them like, okay, before you get this, I need your email address so I can send you some information on it. And then I would try to get them on the phone, and all of a sudden it's like nothing.
Right.
And so I'm thinking of doing something like a group chat with those people that were interested in trying it, but I couldn't get on the phone, and kind of doing something like that, like I'm doing for my customers, trying to get them to thrive for free, kind of also doing it for myself, like putting in a group chat in Facebook Messenger, and just, I don't even know what I would say, something like, you all were interested in the mini experience and I just want to see if anyone has any questions.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Sometimes it's hard to get people on the phone, but yeah, a group chat is a good place. If you absolutely can't get them on the phone, a group chat is a good place to go. Something else you guys could do, you see right now, there's 6 of us on here talking. You can get up to 100 people on a Zoom. So if you want to do a private group of only 10 people for 3-day trials, but they've got to sit in and listen to the Zoom, and get on there and share your story, and I hop on and share a quick how-to, you could do it.
That's
so. But yeah, I always feel like the phone call is going to be the best because you get that one-on-one connection.
Yeah.
I also will say, I feel like a lot of times if somebody won't get on the phone, that's just really saving you time and money, because if they're not serious enough on the phone, then maybe they're not serious enough to take it. You know, you can be the judge of that, because you know some of your friends better. I mean, maybe it's a mom of 6 and she literally has no time to herself, and so you know that if she was in a group message, she could text back in the bathroom. I mean, whatever works.
I'm okay with message groups. I mean, I'm becoming okay with them. Where before, if they didn't call me, if I didn't get them on the phone, I pretty much just wrote them off, I guess. But
that's
now I'm becoming, I'm more flexible getting them in message groups. So, because some people are just, I don't know, they're just funny about getting on the phone, but they really, I mean, I don't know. I'm okay with that now.
I've just recently started doing the group messenger on Facebook, and it has seemed to be, I did get my newest customer, her 2 customers, so that she's thriving for free, and she's also 1 promo order away from hitting her VIP 800, and that was all done through Messenger. But I'm like, okay, should I keep trying to do it this way when I can't get people on the phone? It makes me nervous because I've always just gotten people on the phone.
Right. I think you just have to get people, you meet people where they're at. So if somebody is really interested and they won't get on the phone, but they will communicate Messenger. I think if you get them in Messenger and they still won't communicate, then no.
Okay.
But yeah, Sandra, you wanted to say something.
In the messenger stuff, and I know that y'all probably already do this, but I've started using the voice part a lot more. I talk faster than I type. And also, you know, they can't hear your excitement and they can't hear your passion through a text. And so somebody I had invited to my local last month, she sent me a message back and she goes, "Thank you so much, but I can't come." But she said, "Smart idea." She said something like, "We can't refuse listening to your sweet voice." So put it in there with your voice and people can hear where you're coming from. And I'm loving that.
Okay.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that's even available, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So
Make yourself a note. Make yourself a
right.
note.
Yeah.
All right. So we have 10 minutes before it's going to kick us off. So any other questions? Anything you girls want to add? Anything like Cassie, TJ, when people are coming onto your team, what questions are they asking you? Are you struggling with anything? Like you got 3 leaders right here. Pick our brains. You got 10 minutes.
The cost, that seems, sorry, TJ, did I just cut you off?
No.
The main thing that people are asking is the cost right now. It seems like everyone seemed to jump on the $50 off deal. Mm-hmm. But then when they found out they have to still pay $100, they would be like, I don't know. And then I would say, I'll do the work for you. If you don't want to promote, I will get it for you for free. Just, you have to bring me your people and I will help you get it for free. And the next response is always, I don't know that many people. I don't know anyone that wants to thrive. This person doesn't have the money. This one's starting a new job and she's stressed. And it just seems like, I don't know, the excuses, I guess.
Okay. I know what I would say. Sandra, Laura, what would you say?
First of all,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh,
no,
I usually say, well, what can you afford?
Okay.
And that it puts it back in their ballpark. Mm-hmm. And then they'll say, well, they have to say something, right? Maybe they're going to say, I can't afford it at all. Well, then that's kind of when I say, well, tell me what you're spending on Monsters, energy drinks, and coffee and junk. And then, that gets, they may not answer you right then, but that gets them thinking. It gets, mm-hmm. something going in their head where, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but it'll get them thinking about maybe this is something I can afford if I cut out the other junk, or maybe, I can find 2 people. Mm-hmm. I don't, but it's planting that seed, I think. You're not going to get a sale every single day. Some of it is just planting that seed and watering it. So what about you, Sandra?
Well, I was thinking, if Cassie's offering that $50 off or that $50, package of DFT, whatever, and, it's the $100. Well, if you divide that by 30, it's $3.33 a day.
Right.
And that's when you just say, well, can you afford $3.33 a day? Think about what you're already spending right now. That's more than that in a given day. And when you break it down to it's $3.33 a day. Now that's before shipping and handling. I go back to Tammy shared credits with me, but the sad thing was 3 years ago, I didn't think I was worth $5 a day.
Yeah.
When she shared credits with me, I thought I was worth $3.75 a day. And how pitiful and sad is that? It still makes me almost cry. So like Laura said, just ask them, what is it that you're thinking you can afford? Can you afford $3.33 a day?
Yeah.
Or
I came across, sorry.
Let's say they respond to Laura's question and say, I've got $75. You've offered them 50. You've got an upline that has an upline, that has an upline, that has an upline. We could all chip in $5 and get the price down to 75. But you think you need to put it back on them and say, what can you afford? Because the same people that tell you they can't afford it are the ones that you're going to see on Friday night out at a bar.
Right.
Or, whatever. Well, so they've got money. It's just a matter of what they want to allocate it towards.
Priorities. Yeah. For me, a couple of weeks ago, I'm going to show my high maintenance here. I was getting my spray tan, and I drove up to the tanning place in my car, that has Thrive all over it. And I walked in and, the girls, they're like 20 some. They're like, oh, you do Thrive? I said, yeah. I said, have you guys heard of that? They go, oh, yes. And they're like, yeah, I used to do Thrive. It's just too expensive. I felt really good, though. I said, well, what happened? And she said, I don't know. She goes, I just couldn't afford that $150 a month anymore. I said, well, did your promoter, I won't tell you who the promoter was. Did the promoter tell you about how to get it for free? She goes, yes. Huh?
Sorry. My daughter's running on the house naked right now.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Uh-oh, what happened here?
She was just naked. You're fine.
Sorry.
Okay. So, I talked to her a little bit and found out that I said, well, you need to start now. I said, we got a great deal going on. This is a few weeks ago. And get back with your promoter. And she goes, I just can't afford it. And I said, well, tell me what are you drinking right now? She had a can in her hand, and she goes, oh, Monster. And she goes, I got to have at least 2 of these a day to get me through the day. I said,
$5 to $6.
yes. So I said, how much are those? And she told me, and I said, and she goes, and I have to have espresso 3 times a day. I said, well, how much is that? Yeah, I'm serious. And she told me, and I said, girl, that's $10 a day that you're spending. I said, you can't afford $5 a day with Thrive? Yeah, I probably could. So I said, you get back with your promoter and get this ordered. So
I love it.
I mean, it was just kind of like, once you start digging, you realize they're spending tons of money.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to have to close it because we've been a little over half an hour, and I'm trying to keep these half hour. But we'll be back tomorrow, like I said, with Susan. Hop back on if you guys have questions tomorrow for Susan. If you want to start thinking of questions about the calendar challenge, she'll be here tomorrow. Like I said, I'm hopefully recording this to share, and make sure your teams know about it. Make sure you get people on here to watch the recording, because I think Laura and Sandra gave you guys a lot of golden nuggets. Yeah. But that's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
No.